are now listening to the War Report Podcast Network.
Big news out of Auburn as Hugh Freeze gets a much-needed win on the recruiting trail. Yes, sir. Let's go, Auburn family. What's up to my up-tempo gang? I'm your host, Dustin Smith. We got an episode that I was not prepared to do today, guys. Auburn gets a massive win on the recruiting trail, flipping a 4-star quarterback from Penn State. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I didn't see this coming. I hadn't heard anything about it. I checked around with a couple of people. I said, did we see this coming? Was this a thing? Not a lot of people knew. Hugh Freeze kept this one under wraps. But, man, did he need this? Did Auburn need this? Not only for the class, not only for the player, but just to kind of turn around the perception, turn around the momentum. What am I talking about, you ask? The news broke today. Auburn flips 4-star quarterback Peyton Falzone from Penn State. 6'5", 200-pound, 4-star. 247 has him ranked as a number 11 quarterback in the class. Right there out of Pennsylvania. So you flip a kid from Pennsylvania, from Penn State to Auburn. Big time win. And like I said just a second ago, didn't have this one on the radar, guys. We had some guys that we were looking at maybe the next couple of weeks, like they would join the class, but this one kind of came out of nowhere, and it's big. Just did the film breakdown for our members, and I absolutely love the player. And let's start there. Let's start with the player profile. 6'5", 200 pounds. But he runs a 4.5 40, and he has the ability to make every throw with a cannon arm. A lot of what you see on film is this flick of the wrist stuff. He has the ability to escape the pocket, make plays happen. He's really, really good at throwing the ball on the run, and it's not just deep balls. Like, he can extend the play, roll out to the right, and flick his wrist, and that ball is 50, 60 yards down the field, landing perfectly in the receiver's hands as he's in a stride. But also, he has the ability to, he's really good at putting the appropriate touch on the ball. If he has a receiver coming across the middle and he has a tight window and he's got to fit it in and he knows he needs to zip it in there, he has the ability to do that. If it's a deeper throw and he needs to kind of put it, to the right or to the left of the defender and kind of put it out in front of his wide receiver and extend it a little bit where the DB can't make a play. He has plenty of plays on his tape where he does that as well. And then if he runs a 4.5 40 at 6'5", he's kind of an athletic freak. He has great numbers in track and field. He's a very talented swimmer, putting up great numbers in the pool. So a very athletic kid with an incredible frame. And his highlight tape is really fun to watch. I want to talk about some of his numbers, and this is according to 247. He is a 2-year starter in Pennsylvania. In his first year as a starter, he was a sophomore. He completed 171 of 280 passes for 2,528 yards, 19 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions. He then added 440 yards rushing with 11 touchdowns on the ground. And then last year, he was the Eastern Pennsylvania Conference Offensive MVP, completing 146 of 278 passes for 2,135 yards, 23 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. Ran the ball a little more. He had 697 yards last year on 78 carries with 8 touchdowns and led his team to a 7-4 overall record. So kind of projecting forward and what kind of player he can be, he's viewed as a project. He's viewed as a guy that has all the athletic ability. He has all the tools to make every throw. He has the body to do everything and be successful in the SEC. But there's obvious things there that need to be worked on, like that most high school quarterbacks have. Fundamentals, accuracy with the football, all that kind of stuff. Like I said, he possesses the ability to make every throw. It's just consistency and those kind of things that, again, most high school quarterbacks need to work on. And everybody that's kind of watched him play up there in Pennsylvania, obviously not a name we've heard a whole lot down here. None of us have gone and watched him play, right? They all kind of say that he's a guy that's going to need a little bit of time. I'll talk about why I think that's important for Auburn in just a second, but I do want to say this. When I went and watched Deuce Knight play his junior year, I felt that way. I felt like Deuce Knight was going to be a guy that needed multiple years before he was ready to contribute in the SEC. And then I went and watched Deuce Knight his senior year, and I did not feel that way. I felt like there had been a massive jump from Deuce between his junior and senior season. So there's a whole nother year to go for Peyton Falzone, and there could be a massive step in his game. And I mean, he's already a highly rated kid. 247 has him as the 11th ranked quarterback in the class. He was committed to a team that just made the playoffs and is a consensus top 5 preseason top 5 team this year to start the season. So he's a highly sought after prospect. But he possesses all the tools to take another step. It's just about consistency, cleaning up the fundamentals and all those things, really the consistent accuracy with the football and the fundamentals that go with that. But who's to say that he doesn't work on those things all summer and come back his senior year and really take off? So I love what we saw on film, but I love it from the fact of when we talk about looking into the future, kind of looking beyond just the player now that Peyton is, the future of Auburn's quarterback room. A lot of people are going to be upset that now it looks like Landon Duckworth is going to go to South Carolina. Listen, I think Landon Duckworth is a hell of a player. You want to get the best players on your team. We know a lot more about Landon Duckworth because obviously he's a local kid compared to Peyton. So he's the more highly ranked player. He's the one that we know more down here. But if you just look at the situation, okay, and I love Landon Duckworth, the player, but there's a chance that Jackson Arnold's back again next year. Like, let's say he plays good, but not great, but still good enough to where Auburn wins 8-9 games and you bring him back and he's the returning starter. Then you're going to have another year. Like then Deuce is kind of sitting behind him another year, unless there's injury or something. And then, so it's a whole nother year before it's Deuce's turn and all that. Let's say that Jackson has a great year and goes pro. Let's say he doesn't have a great year and he has to get benched and then Deuce Knight takes over. In either one of those scenarios where Deuce is a starter going into next season, well, then Peyton still has time to sit and wait. I fully expect as of now, and again, like I said, conversation from Deuce about Deuce slowly started to change towards the end of his senior year, and then he got in the spring camp and did what he did at Auburn. But I fully expect right now Peyton Falzone, if he comes into Auburn and stays on this commitment, he'll be the kind of guy to where he can sit a year or two. And I don't think that Hugh Freeze sold Peyton on, hey, man, you're going to come in here right away and have an opportunity to compete. I just don't think he's that kind of player. He's definitely not there yet. We'll see where he is at the end of his senior year. But right now, he's not that guy. There's you got to mold all those traits and all those abilities he has into him being ready to be an SEC quarterback. So when you look at the timeline, if Peyton Falzone gets redshirted his freshman year, no harm, no foul. And if you're Hugh Freeze in Auburn, that's probably the plan right now. And you've probably relayed that to him. Now, Landon Duckworth, a guy like that, one, going to cost a little bit more NIL money because he's more highly rated. And two, he's going to come in and with the expectation of like, I want to push Deuce Knight or I want to push Jackson Arnold for the starting spot. And when you look at the situation in South Carolina, where he'll most likely commit to now, Lenore Sellers stays healthy. He's going pro after this year. Everything goes according to plan in Columbia. Lenore Sellers is gone. And then Duckworth is sitting there with the opportunity to push for a starting spot right away or be in a position similar to what Deuce Knight is this year, where you're the next guy up. If he comes to Auburn, that's not he's for sure going to have Deuce in his way. So it's just two different situations when you're looking at Landon Duckworth and the expectations around him, and then you look at Peyton Falzone and the expectations around him. Still a 4-star talent, so it's still enough to move the meter. still a high-ranked guy that was committed to a playoff team. Okay, Auburn's lost some recruiting battles here this last month. You just flipped an in-state kid from a playoff team, a team that won multiple games in the playoff in Penn State. That program is established. James Franklin's not going anywhere. We've talked a whole lot about the on-the-field performance hurting Auburn in these recruitments. Well, Penn State's on-the-field performance has been much better than Auburn's. I mean, hell, they just beat us 2-0 in a series not too long ago in a home-and-home. And despite all of that, Hugh Freeze going in there and getting this win for Auburn, it's massive. And if we look at what it could mean for the 2026 class, you know, you had the 3-star offensive lineman commit earlier in the week. I didn't do a whole lot on that just because the kid hasn't played American football yet. It's not that I'm not excited or down on the kid or anything like that. The offensive lineman from New Zealand, he's 6'7", he's 300 pounds, he's got the body, he's got the traits, but he hasn't played a down of American football yet. There's not even a film breakdown for me to do for the members, right? So we just only there wasn't much to discuss there. But when you add it into this commitment, you say, okay, this week you got a 3-star guy that you were in a battle with Florida State for. Okay, so Florida State just beat you for a 4-star wide receiver. So you beat Florida State in a battle this week for a 3-star offensive lineman, and you just flipped a 4-star quarterback from Penn State. So the ability is still there for Auburn to win important recruiting battles and beat teams that are recruiting at a high level. So can Peyton Falzone kind of be that Kickstarter, man? Can he kind of be that guy to get this 2026 class back on track? There's a lot of guys that are committing soon that have their dates set soon that Auburn is favored for or like expected to be in the mix, like Auburn has a good possibility. This can't hurt. This can't hurt. When you look at the last 2 classes, although Walker White is no longer at Auburn, he was obviously a big part of putting that class together. And then Deuce Knight last year kind of solidified that class. That A&M game stands out. He was really a heavy recruiter at that game. He was a heavy recruiter down the stretch, making sure some of those top guys that were getting late pushes from schools like Georgia or Alabama or Ole Miss, even Ole Miss was pushing hard for Deuce, right? He kind of, as the quarterback, was able to keep the class together. Can Peyton do that as well? Can Peyton kind of be the guy to kickstart this class, to get the momentum rolling back in the right direction and start to get some guys committed and get some guys in the boat and kind of help solidify this class a little bit? I think he can. And I think Auburn needed this in the worst way. And the cool thing about this one is that just yesterday, CBS wrote an article saying that Hugh Freeze was golfing too much, basically. And I made a joking post on X about it and just kind of saying, like, only an Auburn fan can you wake up in June and there'd just be a random article on CBS, not some off-the-wall publication, on CBSSports.com, accusing your coach of golfing too much, tracking his golfing rounds in the offseason. Some people thought I was taking a shot at Hugh. I was kind of like laughing at the article and just laughing at the situation, like only Auburn, right? Only Auburn fans have to deal with this. But less than 24 hours after that kind of article being wrote, you come out and you make noise like this. So it hasn't been a good week from Auburn from a perception standpoint, right? We talked about that the other night. This is big because this one came out of nowhere. I'm looking ahead at a couple of recruitments, a couple of dates that are set in some recruitments in a couple of weeks. And I'm thinking, okay, Auburn will slowly kind of add some pieces. And by the time the kickoff for the season starts, we'll look at the class and it won't necessarily be panic mode. Then Auburn can win some games and fill it out. I mean, this one right here just comes out of left field and all of a sudden it's what? We got a 4-star quarterback in the boat. Let's go. Let's go. Out of nowhere. So Hugh Freeze has still got it, guys. Hugh Freeze, he can still recruit. Don't let it, there's so much noise and BS right now. And I have my questions about Hugh Freeze, his organization and his in-game coaching. And his, really his, when the ball kicks off, his game management decisions. But I have no questions about his effort. And so those articles, those rumors that have circulated this last week or two about his effort at Auburn, his effort on the recruiting trail, I'm not buying it, man. I'm just not buying it. And he shows you that today because no one saw this coming. No one knew this was a thing. And while everybody's making jokes about Hugh Freeze on the golf course, he's behind the scenes making noise, man. Flipping a 4-star quarterback from James Franklin and Penn State. So I absolutely love it. I think it is a big pickup for Auburn in so many ways. You can make the argument, and I don't want this to happen, but you can make the argument that if Peyton Falzone never plays a down at Auburn, like just the good news this week alone. And a lot of people hate that. A lot of people are like, who cares about the perception in June? It just matters in recruiting. And those of you that like follow recruiting every day, you just know how this goes. So from that standpoint alone, man, this is good news. But I love the player. I mean, he's got every ability to make every throw, to make any kind of play with his legs. It's one of those where if you mold him and you get him right, then you got a ball player. It was fun on the film breakdown. I'll post it for you members soon. By the time y'all are watching this pod, you probably have already watched the film breakdown. But a lot of times with those long guys, those 6'5" guys, when they take off down the field, it doesn't look quick. The long strides is what gets you, right? You look up and you're like, man, he just kind of left everybody with those long strides. Peyton's got long strides at 6'5", and he just got burners, bro. Like he's just done. He looks fast. Like he looks like he's running a 4 or 5. He's quick. He can move. Again, just an absolute cannon arm. So they got a lot to work with there. I love the player. I love the surprise of this. I love that I could be able to come on here and have some good news. Like, good day for Auburn, man. Good day for Auburn. And if you look at it, in the last couple of days, you got a 3-star offensive lineman. You got a 4-star quarterback. Hey, maybe things are looking up, man. Really excited about this one. And just shout out to Hugh Freeze. Shout out to Derek Nix and Will Redmond and everybody involved in making this happen because Auburn needed this. They knew Auburn needed this, and they got it done. This is big time. I have talked a lot about the film breakdown on this episode. So if you are interested in that content, we have the Level Up memberships, man, right here for our up-tempo gang. $3.99 a month will get you the JV squad. $5.99 a month will get you the varsity squad. And we just get in here and we do the film breakdown on every commitment. We got a lot of film to break down on Peyton Falzone. I actually did the junior tape today. We'll do the sophomore tape here soon. And as the senior tape rolls in, we'll do that. So every commitment, we look at their film from all the film we can, their freshman tape, their sophomore tape, their junior tape. We'll get in there. We'll take a look at all of it, man. JV Squad gets you the members-only live chat, member shout-outs, priority reply to comment, early access to videos just like this one, exclusive gifts. Varsity Squad gets you all that, and the recruiting update videos, game day group chat as well, gameplay with you, whether it be Xbox and all that. EA College Football 26 is less than 2 weeks away, so we can definitely get in there and make some things happen on the sticks and discounted merchandise as well. Also, just got approved for SEC Media Days today. Got the email in the inbox. Super fired up for that. So I will have tons of exclusive content just for the members coming out of Atlanta, man. Really excited about getting up there in a couple weeks and making that happen for y'all. So sign up for those if you're interested in how you can help out. You can go over to the warreportshop.com, get you some up-tempo merchandise as well. If you are listening on podcast, leave me a 5-star review. Go ahead and follow over there. Share this video out on social media. That puts eyes on it. It helps me out a lot, man. Smash the thumbs up button, sub to the channel, all that good stuff. And hopefully we'll be back on here with some more commitments soon. Hey, Hugh, give us some more surprise commitments, man. This was a fun episode. I appreciate everybody for watching. I love y'all. It's Ward Amigo. I'll see you next time. I'm out.